Hello, everyone, and welcome to Global Morning on Global Television on this beautiful Wednesday. It is the 5th day of August 2026, and of course, I call it the midday edition of Global Morning. I'm excited to have you at the other end. So much lined up for you today on Global Morning. My name is Ramsey Enoch Agbo, and my co-host is right here with me this morning. Good morning, Jumai.
Good morning, Ramsey Enoch Agbo. It's great to be here, and to each and every one of you out there, good morning. It's a beautiful Wednesday morning. The weather is fantastic, and it's just a good day to be happy and to be grateful. Like Ramsey mentioned, I am Jumai Manson, and it's great to be here on Global Morning.
Of course, so many things happening in the country, and the kidnapping, the security situation. There is no day you wake up and you don't hear of a security situation in Benue, the North Central generally, not just Benue alone. People hardly ply the highway these days because of the security situation. At least a spokesperson was kidnapped on the road, and today his history. So the spokesperson of the army, former spokesperson of the army, we can all relate to that story. And the wife was released after. It was a very tragic situation. That is one of the reasons why a lot of people are skeptical about traveling these days. But then, what can we do? It's still our country, not just on the road. Even back at home, people are still not rest assured whether or not they would see the next day, especially situations that are prone to security. And Benue, for instance, we've seen a lot happening, even up till. There was a story I saw yesterday that some foreigners came to a part of a community in Benue State, about 3 of them, that they want to come and do business. And they were apprehended. I think they should be with the police at the moment. And someone made a statement. He said, of all places, why go do business, travel all the way from your country, one of these Asian countries, to come and do business in Benue, a community in Benue? Is it Otukbo or somewhere? I can't place it at the moment. And a lot of people were asking questions. Could they be spies? Could they be terrorists? Could they be financiers? What are they? I think it is high time we intensify our intelligence so that we can pick out or pinpoint who is doing what and who is not doing what. A few days ago, we had the deputy commandant, national deputy commandant of Man O War here, and he said something. He said, intelligence information is very necessary and it's part of their mandate. And what they do is they liaise with the people. All right, and of course, I was now saying it means Man O War is the people's friend, not to say police is a friend, right? And we love to buy. But then he said something very important about leakage of information and the issue of trust. If I see something and I say something, how safe would I be? Because you're saying something about somebody and the person gets to know that you're the one who said that thing. Probably the person may want to come after you because you don't have any form of protection. And we have a very porous boundary territory. These people can come in anytime. Yes. So it's a major challenge. And I feel personally, this is one of the things that the government should look into, because a lot of people are seeing things that they are not saying, because they don't know how protected. They're not even sure of their protection. And these things make this security situation escalate, get worse by the day, Jumai.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate that it is what it is. That's why most people are very skeptical when it comes out, when it comes to the path of, bringing out information or sharing information that are vital that could help solve an important question, because they're not sure about their own lives, their own security, not just them, their family members. Like you mentioned, it's very porous, and that is why a lot of individuals just prefer to stay quiet. Just stay quiet and not say anything, even when you know where these individuals are hiding, you know where they are, you know how they operate, you see the signs, they come out, you know, ways in which security agents can actually arrest them, but they prefer to stay silent because they do not know what will happen the next minute if they come out to, you know, be the good citizen, the patriotic citizen of Nigeria, to come out and say, I know where these criminals are, I know the path in which they are driving, their drive outs and all of that. So people are very skeptical. And if it was broad, like there was protection on individuals who come out to say these things, who come out to give vital information when it comes to kidnapping, abductions and all of that, I think it will be better in trying to solve this issue of insecurity in Nigeria. It will play a major role in it, really.
Yeah, of course. I think we're moving away from there. It appears as if the All Progressive Congress is not taking a no for an answer, as it has to do with the 2027 election. Reconciliations are going on here and there. And one thing that I've discovered about the All Progressive Congress is the target at the grassroots. They're targeting the grassroots, trying to reconcile everyone that's aggrieved. We saw what happened during the primaries, of course, where a lot of people were disgruntled, a lot of people were not satisfied with the primaries. But within a very short time, we saw that there were calls, you know, interventions, and everyone was like, all right, let me accept my faith. Some people will say, if it is not me now, it could be me later. And they did what they did. Yesterday, we saw how the former APC national chairman was able, Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, was able to bring together aggrieved, you know, one strategy, I don't know, I'm not a politician, I'm not in the opposition, sure? I'm not a politician, I'm not a card-carrying member of any political party, as it is. I got my PVC, which is more important to me as it is, but then I'm not a member of any political party, I don't participate in politics, but then I want the right person to always be there, because I'm a Nigerian.
Yes.
And, my people are in Nigeria too for now. And as it is, sure, as it is, they have a way of getting into the grassroots.
Yes.
One political party that has, I don't want to number it, there are so much, a lot of support groups, is the All Progressive Congress. At every level, you hear of the street boys, you hear of this one, the city boys, you hear of women what? Just recently, the wife of the president was in Benue State to speak with the women to put up a group, and so many things happening. And these are members, big members. Dr. Umar Ganduje, you know, is a big name in politics and in APC.
Yes.
And people like that would be thinking, under normal circumstance, going by the syndrome of Nigerian politics, that when we are in power, we should be able to win whatever we want to win. But then they're not taking any minute thing for granted, as it has to do with crisis and disagreement. You know, I read that story yesterday and I was like, wow, it means APC have a strategy for 2027.
Yes.
You know, making the aggrieved people, you know, share their sword, and of course are coming up with that. So with that now, what are you expecting? Well, I don't know, but then I think 2027 is going to be big.
Yes, I completely agree. And I like the fact that political parties are not giving anything to chance. Everyone is coming together on board, different strategies coming on the drawing board, and not, like you said, not saying, okay, fine, we have a hold on this particular state, we have a hold on this particular state. Even if they have a hold on this particular state, they are ensuring that there are no loose ties. Everyone is still going back. And I like the fact from that story, bringing those rivalry groups together, ensuring that there is peace and harmony, so no one has any bad blood. So at the same, we are all on the same pace. It's very important that you understand that, because you know elections can take, it's like a twist, mind-blowing twist. You'll be thinking that this individuals are for this particular party, and at the end of the day, there's another twist. So it's better you leave no rope untied. It's better you do all your work. And it's all about strategy, all about the drawing board, all about doing things differently. And it's very important. And then, I was thinking to myself, I was speaking to a colleague of mine, and I said, why don't we make elections compulsory for all Nigerians? Just like how
it's compulsory.
No, but some don't. But listen, no enforcement. Because just like your NIN, your BVN, if you go, there are some criteria you need to present them. You have to have your PVC up to date. Did you vote? Are you eligible to vote? That should be a criteria so that everyone will be involved, so everyone will know the gravity of how important election is in Nigeria.
It's not about voting, but the mentality and the mindset that
exactly
votes don't count.
But this is the first
in Nigeria,
step.
The mentality of Nigerians. The first thing is orientation and working on the psyche and mentality of Nigerians. All right, anyway, everyone, let's take a quick break as we bring you Taste and Texture.
Hello everyone and welcome to Taste and Texture. This is your super innovative chef, Saadatu Garba. Today, we're going to prepare an easy delicacy and we will be breaking down the entire process. In this episode of the program, we'll be preparing pancakes with syrup. Pancake is always a delicious and simple breakfast option. This one is a recipe that is filling, delicious and nutritious. Also, this breakfast pancake can be made in under 5 minutes by anyone. In addition to the speed and ease of making it, it is also fun to make. Ingredients: flour, sugar, egg, milk, salt, oil, and butter. Add a cup of flour into a bowl. Add 2 teaspoons of sugar and baking powder. Add a teaspoon of salt and mix all together. Add a cup of milk into the dry mixture. Crack 1 egg and whisk, then add into the batter. Add 2 tablespoons of oil and mix everything together, then set aside. Heat up a pan with little oil. Scoop your pancake batter and add into the heated pan. Allow to cook for a minute, then flip when the edges are brown. Repeat the process until you exhaust the batter. Serve with syrup and butter and your fluffy pancakes are ready to enjoy. That's how we end today's episode of Taste and Texture. I hope you found our recipe insightful. Let's do this again next time, and be sure to join me for another taste-friendly delicacy. I am Saadatu Garba, your creative chef, saying thank you for watching.
All right, you're welcome back from that Taste and Texture segment. Hope you're going to try pancakes with syrup. It's delicious, mouth-watering segments, by the way. And up next is Heart to Heart Inspirational with my co-host, Ramsey Enoch Agbo. Stay tuned and be inspired.
Hello everyone, it's a beautiful day right here and I'm so excited to come on your way this beautiful morning. How did you wake up? Did you wake up loving or you woke up hating? Alright, I want us to look at a very particular subject for you this morning. You can follow us on all our social media platforms now showing on your screen so that you can be part of every inspirational. It's now time for us to talk heart to heart. Yes, my name is Ramsey Enoch Agbo. Let's look at the subject of love this morning. Yes, love. What is love? What do you think about love? This is what love does. In case you don't know, love strengthening is a strength that makes life worth living during hardship. One of the things that keeps you going during hardship is love. And that is the power of love. It cannot be underestimated any time, any day. But then if you underrate love, then you are in for a long thing. But then it's so exciting that we are talking heart to heart today, so we can at least get one or two tips on how love can be the strength that will make your life worth living during hardship, during disappointment, during betrayal. You know, when the economy is saying no, the only thing that said yes is love. Let's just have a little talk about the subject of love of this beautiful day. Life is a journey, as a matter of fact, and it is a journey that is filled with seasons. There are moments of joy, moments of celebration, moments of success, and moments of laughter. But there are also moments of pain, like I said when we were getting started, moments of disappointment, moments of uncertainty, and of course struggle, which is always part of life, like some persons will tell you. But then at some point, every one of us will face hardship. It may come in the form of financial difficulty. It may come in the form of the loss of a loved one, unemployment, whatever you want to call it, illness, betrayal, or broken dreams, broken heart, a shattered vision. But then at every point in time in your life when you're being faced with this difficulty, you should know that there is something that strengthens you during hardship in life. So during such times, what do you have to do? Let me tell you that many people begin to ask questions. Is life still worth living because of what they are going through? At any moment in your life, when you start asking such questions as, is life still worth living, it means you are trying to derail. But the answer is yes. Anytime, any day, no matter the circumstance, no matter the situation, no matter what your parents are saying, no matter what the economy is saying, no matter the betrayal, no matter the loss, no matter the wasteful, no matter the struggle, life is still worth living at any time, any day. You don't need to think suicide at any point in your life. I've seen people think about negative things, go to do evil things because they feel life is not worth living anymore. Anytime, any day, I want to assure you that life is worth living no matter the circumstance. I don't know what you're going through this beautiful day. I call it a beautiful day because you need to know that life is beautiful and life is worth living. So you never need to ask questions such as, if life is worth living, life of course is worth living. And one of the greatest reasons life remains worth living is love. Oh my God, love is more than an emotion. It's not what you think. Love is beyond what you think it is. Love is beyond emotions. It is a force that gives us the courage to rise after fall. Love reminds us that we are not alone. We are not alone. There is someone loving you more than the way your mother can love you. There is someone who cares about you more than the way your friends cares about you. And that person wants you to live. That person wants you. That personality wants you to be successful in life. So never you think about taking your life for any reason because you feel things are difficult. Even when the road is difficult, what do? You keep going. When everything else seems to fail, genuine love continues to give you hope. It depends on the arms of whoever you end. It depends on whoever is around you. And that's the reason I said all the time, you need to be careful about your own association. Because association brings assimilation. What are you giving your ears to every time? What are you giving your heart to? What are you always thinking about? I want you to think about a child learning to work. The child falls repeatedly. So many times you see the child trying to walk, the child will fall. The mother will pick the child up again, or the child will start up again. What do you need to do like a child? You need to keep trying, because loving parents are encouraging every step that you take. The love gives the child confidence in the same way. Oh, you can walk again. The child falls, the parents pick the child up, and that gives the strength to continue when lives knock us down, whether you like it or not. There will be times no one, see, in as much as you have blood in you, if you are flesh and blood, there will be times that something will knock you down. There are times that you'll be weighed down. There are times that situations will want to suggest something negative to you, but then you need to know that there is love. And first of all, there is no way love can work for you from any other person if you don't love yourself first. First love should be self-love. Yeah, first love should be first self-love. All right, first love. When anyone talk about first love, the only thing that comes to my mind is self-love. So first love should be self-love. You need to love yourself first before any other person can show you love, before you can know the value of love and what love can bring to the table, what love can do for you. First of all, you need to love yourself, or else every other proclamation of love will not mean anything to you. So I want you to know this morning that, of course, we are in a world where so many things are happening. And as a matter of fact, let me intimate you this morning that hardship has a way of revealing what truly, of course, is around you. And I want you to know that love is something that money cannot buy. Because hardship has a way of revealing what truly matters. Sometimes money may not even matter because that money could disappear anytime. Positions may change. Where you are today is another person's prayer point. So you need to make mark wherever you are today, in any position where you are, because that position is going to change. You are going to live there someday. That's why most times when you hear me talk, I talk about politicians who come into office and they want to live as if, well, they are the top of the world. That's all. There is nothing that matters to them anymore. Treat people anyhow. But then one day you will leave that position, and one day you may even leave the earth. We've seen a lot of big men, a lot of very wealthy people that have died and gone. Where are they today? What about all the wealth they've accumulated from themselves without showing people love by sharing what they have? Friends may come and go, but the love of family, genuine friends, caring neighbors, and compassionate strangers can keep a person alive emotionally and mentally. I want you to know that history is filled with stories of people who survive impossible situations because someone believed in them. But first of all, you need to believe in yourself before anyone believes in you. A word of encouragement, a helping hand, or simply someone saying, I am here for you. I am always here for you. You need to know that there is always someone who is there for you. And of course, knowing that there is always someone who cares for you. I don't like it when people say, nobody likes me. Nobody likes me. No! There are people who loves you. There are people who like you. It is not people who flaunt around you to say I love you, to say I like you hypocritically, that really love you. There are people who loves you from a distance, people who are praying for you, people who want you to succeed in life, people who want you to live destiny, people who want you to matter in your business. They want you to grow in your workplace. They want your career to expand and you achieve success. So anytime in the day, you need to know that there are people who believes in you. Sometimes love is not about solving every problem that you have. Sometimes it is simply about standing beside someone until the storm passes. Storms don't last always. Storms will come. It could even come from people you least expect. But then you need to know that storms don't last always. There are people who are wishing you good. The people who wish you good are more than the people who wish you bad. In case you don't know, I want you to know these. And of course, we're talking about love today. And love, I want to tell you, that is also a teacher that teaches us resilience. And of course, when we love, we find reasons to fight for tomorrow. Parents endure hardship because of the love they have for their children. Husbands and wives sacrifice. Neighbors sacrifice. Colleagues in the office sacrifice so many things to make sure there is success all around. There is success with everybody in the establishment, in the neighborhood, in the house, because that is what love is all about. But if you don't give love, don't expect love in return. If you are that person that always hates people, you always talk about people, you tell people down, people don't mean anything to you, you look at people and you just see them as if they don't mean mean anything because you are worthy, or probably because you feel you're above them. I want you to know that love is going to be far away from you because you are not a giver of love. You don't show love, so don't expect to get love in return. And that's the truth about life, okay? But then our friends support each other through difficult seasons. Why? Because love refuses to abandon people in their weakest moment. When anyone is weak, help the person to be strong. When anyone is poor, help the person to be rich. That is what life is all about, because one day you would also have time when you will need people in your life to show you love. But love is not only about receiving. In case a lot of people don't know, love is not all about receiving. It is also about giving. There is a saying that blessed is the hand that giveth and the hand that taketh. Let me give you an instance. If you are receiving from someone, your hand is always under, the person's hand is always at the top. And what does it mean? It means that person will always be above you. So whether little, whether small, whether it's even a kindness, try to show someone love. Try to give someone something. All right, let your hand be at the top once in a time. Even if it is not all the time, at least once upon a time, let your hand be at the top, meaning you're the one giving and the person receiving's hand is under. Let not your hand always be under. Don't always think of what you will get, always think of what you will give in form of love. As a matter of fact, let me just round up that the subject of love is not something that we can talk about in a very short time. So many in my mind to talk about, but then you may not have millions of naira to change someone's life, all right, but yet a smile, a phone call, a visit, a kind word, a sincere prayer. In your closet, there are people praying for you all the time that you don't even know. They're interceding for you. They want you to be good. That organization where you are working, there is somebody praying that organization will go up all the time. In your family, the situation between you and your husband, some people don't even know, but they are seeing it from a far distance and they are praying for you to be successful in that marriage, for God to mend that marriage and make it a very, very flourishing. Sometimes sharing a meal can become the miracle someone desperately needs. Never underestimate the power of kindness, the power of love. What seems small to you may be the reason another person decides not to give up. So there is another important truth about love. We must also learn to love ourselves. Like I said, self-love is not selfishness. It means believing that your life has value even when circumstances suggest otherwise. It means you're loving yourself. You know, I am with value. I am a good project going somewhere to happen. That business, I am going to grow in that business. I'm going to own estate in FCT, in Port Harcourt, in Lagos, wherever you want. So just have that self-love. Believe in yourself, first of all, before anyone believes in you. It means refusing to define yourself by your failure. Every setback is temporary. Every dark night eventually gives away to the morning. Well, thank you everyone for being part of Heart to Heart today. I believe someone has been inspired, even if it is small. At least love yourself, show love, and know that there is something that will always strengthen you in times of weakness, disappointment, struggling, and difficulty. Thank you for being part of Heart to Heart today. Have a beautiful day. I see you being successful. I see you being a great man, a great woman. All right, see you on the other side of success. Bye bye for now.
In an age of breaking news, you need a trusted source that prioritizes accurate, factual, and unbiased reporting. This is AM News, and I am Ubong Usoro.
On global television, our news is rooted in verified and authoritative storytelling that keeps you educated, informed, and enlightened on all the issues that matter to you. I am Sadia Yakubu. This is Midday News.
You can trust a multi-platform news broadcast, real-time and fast-check stories for all the big local and foreign headlines round the clock. I am Ramsey Enoch Agbo. This is News Express.
Our array of anchors delivers the news to our teeming viewers, breaking it down with context and perspective. This is News Cycle on Global Television. I am Anieti Patrick.
And the flagship news is your hub for the day's most engaging stories. This is News Prime, and I am Jumai Manson.
Did you miss any of our news rounds? No worries. Catch up at 10 p.m. and midnight, 7 days of the week. I am Mukhtar Kasim.
Global TV is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. We're active across all social media platforms at Global TV NG.
Let's get to the national dailies and see what we have from the Daily Independent newspaper this morning. On the Daily Independent newspaper, we have some very striking headlines. Above the nameplate, we have this one which says, Otedola invest over 600 billion naira in Frost holds coals, targets over a 50% stake. Then we also have Fubara ignore my advice for political vampires. This is coming from the Minister of FCT. And this one says 300 billion naira rail outlay draws scrutiny over services shortfalls. We've empowered 40,000 residents with tools to boost SMEs. This is coming from Sanwo-Olu, the governor of Lagos State. Very important. I think that's one of the things that we need in our country this time. This comes post 208.1515 billion naira revenue for May as recovery efficiency dips. The Daily Independent. Now we'll take you to the Daily Sun newspaper.
All right, now the Daily Sun newspaper, beside the nameplate on the Daily Sun, and it's on page 28. It says, Tinubu okays 80% military pay rise. 924 billion naira payroll starts September 1st. And that's a step in the right direction for all military families. I'm sure they are very happy. I think it's long overdue, I will say. Now below that, it says on page 25, it says here, CBN promotes alternative payment channels to deepen financial inclusion. And the star story on the Daily Sun, it says here, Anglican primates bags Onaikon, and there are 3 riders there, claims politicians exploiting poverty, hunger to recruit youths for election violence. And it says Cardinal spoke out of concern for Nigeria, not malice for Tinubu, and that's from the Catholic Laity, and that is on page 6. And the last rider said he spoke truth about Nigeria's hardship, insecurity, says Arawa youths. And below that, it says FG begins 90,000 kilometer fiber rollout, targets nationwide broadband access. And the writer says, Minister says Nigeria to launch unique alphanumeric postcode system October 1st, and that's on page 30. On page 26, it says Amechi has no electoral value in Rivers, only Tinubu can win state in 2027, and that's from the FCT Minister, Nyesom Wike. And on page 26 says court dismisses NDC suit seeking to void sections of Electoral Act. And on page 25 it says Otedola eyes 51% stack at First Hold Co. And basically those are all the major headlines on the Daily Sun. Go out and get yourself a copy and be well abreast with the issues making rounds. Next is The Nation.
On The Nation's newspaper this morning, I'll get started with the big story. Businessman, that's the kicker. Adeyemi scammed me of 400 million naira. Then there is a rider to that story, and the rider says, I paid in 5 times on promise of renovation contract. Okay, that's a businessman there. Wike Amechi differ on Naikon's outburst. Then we have few headlines on The Nation's newspaper this morning. Above the nameplate, Amina Mohammed comments NY Preps progress. Those are the headlines for you on The Nation's newspaper this morning as we move to the next point of call, which is the New Telegraph.
All right, now the New Telegraph paper, and it says above the nameplate, it says PMS increased demand in Europe, boosts Nigeria's exports in 300 billion naira 1 week. And below that on page 25, it says here Nigeria's foreign reserves hit 17 years high at $52.5 billion as investors' confidence grows. And that's from the Central Bank of Nigeria on page 25. And below that, it says Nigeria is affected as U.S. introduces new asylum rule for foreign applicants. That's on page 6. And on page 2 and 6, it says Economic Summit Oberoworo reinforces Delta's commitments to diversification. And on page 7, it says here, it's time Nigeria deliberately prepares young people for leadership. And that's from Abbas. On page 5, it says FG orders VCs, rectors, provosts to expel students involved in abductions. And that's a step in the right direction. Students have no business in such criminalities. And on page 2, 29 and 30, it's a star read on the New Telegraph. It says Tinubu OK salary increase for 250,000 armed forces personnel. And the writer says junior personnel gets 80%, generals 30%, says his government will continue to prioritize troops' welfare, others. And it says pay package to increase from 660 billion naira to 924 billion naira annually from September. Explosion kills ISWAP's Bob Makers, medical doctor, Arab IED experts in Borno. Okay. And on page 27 says drama, soldiers or Osun local government bosses clash with illegal mining activities. And on page 7, it says, Soludo, I have successfully ended Monday's stay at home in Onitsha. Step in the right direction. And it says, Church has duty to speak truth to power. Catholic Laity Council. And it says there, hope I'll be able to see this right. Urges presidency, the church to sustain channels of dialogue. Middle Belt Forum backs Cardinal Bishop's economic warnings. And the last writer says, the pains of Nigerians don't discriminate. And it says here, PFIPC probe, I paid Adeyemi 400 million naira for fake 2 billion naira contract. And that's from the contractor. And at the foot of the paper, it says, simple breathing exercise may help beat addiction cravings. And that's from study, and that's from page 30. Simple breathing, just deep breaths will help, okay, with addiction cravings. And that's just, okay, I think it should be tried out. Although those are the major reads on the New Telegraph. Please go out and get yourself a copy and be well informed to avoid fake news. Next is the Nigerian News Direct.
All right, let's look at the Nigerian News Direct as Ogochukwu is getting ready now for Social Balls. Before then, President Tinubu commissions Africa's first renewable energy college in Kogi. Wow, this is beautiful. IGP deploys operational aircraft to strengthen security in Ogun State. 2027. A council reverse from your calculation. Only Tinubu can win there. Wike is the one saying that to all other. But then Wike, I think this is an indirect response to that. 2027, a council reverse from your calculations. Only Tinubu can win there. Then the big story says over 250,000 military personnel to benefit as President Tinubu approves salary upgrade. My investment in First Holdco for the long term, not short term. Otedola is the one saying that. Nigeria's rising foreign reserves reflect renewed investors' confidence. That's from the central bank, and details read on page 18. Then this one says, please launch probe of AIG GMO. Invites VDM to substantiate allegations. All right, I think this case is getting more serious by the day. Well, let's see how all of that is going to end. And of course, this is the size of the newspaper review for you this morning. And as a matter of fact, let's welcome Ogochukwu Mobuno for. All right. What we'll do now is bring you more headlines as we bring you Social Balls in few minutes from now. So let's get to the next point of call, which is the Vanguard newspaper. Over to you, Jumai.
All right, now, thank you so much, Ramsey. Now, the Vanguard newspaper, above the nameplate, it says, dealers affect petrol, diesel depot price cut. And on page 10, it says, Delta unveils roadmap to unlock 3,000 megawatt potential. And the writer says, define your vision. Investors will follow, IFC tells government. And on page 8, it says, Tinubu approves pay rise for 250,000 armed force personnel. And it says here from Ebura Jolo, he says here on page 12, I walked away from power rather than compromise my integrity. And let's quickly go on a very quick break now. Newspaper review segment continues shortly. Stay tuned.
Imagine having the power of television, movies, news, and entertainment right in your pocket. Welcome to Free TV App, Nigeria's all-in-one digital TV experience. With Free TV App, you get access to over 100 live TV channels, breaking news, sports, movies, kids shows.
Right now, you're welcome back from that news, from that very short break. Let's continue with the Vanguard newspaper. Prominently, this is the last paper of the day. And of course, it says here on page 8, Tinubu approves pay rise for 250,000 armed personnel. And on page 12, I've read that already. It says, I'll rather walk away from power than compromise my integrity. Now below that, it says, Wike Northern youths at war over Nayekon. And below that again, it says, Reps Committee to interrogate alleged PFIPC DG at undisclosed location date. And it says here, businessman explains how he paid 400 million naira for contract. And that's on page 26. On page 9 it says, stop new loans until revenue improves. Ex-WIAFM DG ECHO tells federal government. And on page 8 it says, Otedola eyes over 50% stake in First Hope Co. Says he's invested over 600 billion naira in bank. And on page 9 it says, Nigerian to lose over 50% of UK aid as US Europe/foreign assistance. 21 feared dead, 37 abducted as terrorists attacked Sokoto community, and that's on page 6. And of course, my favorite is the Mr. and Mrs. column on the Vanguard. So that brings us to the end of the newspaper review segment. And on a note that Global Television has no editorial judgment or input on these newspapers. They were read to you just exactly how it was printed out. And up next on Global Morning is Social Buzz with Ogochukwu Morning. Stay tuned.
And we bring you the extra. It's your one-stop shop for trends, tweets, and the tea everyone's sipping on. Join the conversation, share your thoughts, and get that extra dose of what's shaking the internet.
And on the issues making wave on social media to your doorstep.
Social Buzz Extra, where the trend meets the talk, only on Global TV.
We're looking at Sowore kicks against spiritual cleansing of TikToker accused of filming sacred deity. On a post on X, formerly Twitter, Sowore wrote, I learned today that a TikToker underwent a traditional cleansing ritual after filming an Ololu masquerade procession. While culture occupies a vital place in our lives, any cultural practice that is oppressive, discriminatory, or insensitive to gender should be abandoned immediately. Wasila was ultimately abused and stripped of her dignity by the very people who are often quick to condemn others for engaging in similar acts. It does not matter whether such abuse is carried out by anyone else. Any culture, tradition, or belief system that violates human dignity is unacceptable and has no place in a just society. All right, just in case you're just seeing this today, I want to let you know I couldn't find a video of this particular incident, but then again, this young lady was caught filming a masquerade somewhere around Ibadan, and she was held captive and said because women do not see that, are not allowed to see that masquerade nor film the masquerade, so she was asked to her hair was shaved by some women in that community. And this is a thing of concern. You could see the way she was dressed with so many snails, big snails all over her neck, wrapped in a red costume, and her hair all shaved off her head. This is a thing of concern. You know, a lot of persons will tell you, oh, in 2026, why are we still doing this? In as much as we really want to uphold culture and tradition, there are some things that are beginning to look diabolic. There are some things that should be, you know, abolished. And right now, I'll tell you that I go with Showore, because why are we still thinking about this in 2026? There are so much pressing issues that people are supposed to be concerned about. Some persons will tell you, oh, please, this is our tradition, and they have to, you know, adhere to that tradition. What actually brought this tradition? Why are women not the women in the society, not the men? Why we still have this you know, inequality when it comes to things like this in our society. But let's take a look at some comments from social media as regards this. And the first comment coming from Jeremy Ednott. And Ednott says, the big question we should all be asking is, why is a woman forbidden from seeing the masquerade? Questioning and finding a way to balance things is what moves a society forward. Thank you very much. Next is coming from Queen Animal Fabric. And Queen says, okay, Queen Amina, I beg your pardon. She says, if you do not want to be violated by culture, respect the culture. It is that simple. Okay, when it comes to respecting culture, what if I am new to that environment? What if I do not know what's going on and I decide to film? Because I'm telling you that if I see a culture, a masquerade, I'll film that masquerade, because I think, to me, I've never really seen a masquerade. I've never come across a masquerade. But if I see a masquerade, it's going to be fascinating for me. So I would like to document whatever it is I've seen, maybe to tell a story someday, or to let people know that, okay, finally, I've seen a masquerade. And that's just all. So what if I am new to that environment? What will happen to me? Will you still do the same thing to me? And I've seen so many white people, foreigners, coming to different cities or you know, community, and they try to film everything. Even deities, they go to shrine, they film the shrine, they use it for stories. So what exactly happens to these people? Why are we a bit biased when it comes to our own people? All right, the last but not the least comments coming from Essay Imo says, it's not every tradition you can stop. Don't go to a venue you are not invited. All right, this is a straight message to Showolu. I beg your pardon, not Showolu, Showore, please. This is a straight message to him. He said, you can't stop. You can't stop. Don't go to a venue you are not invited. It's not every tradition you can stop. Understand, you can't do all of that. There are some traditions that look sane, and there are some that they are sickening. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to abolish anyone's tradition. I'm not trying to abuse, but there are some tradition that still affects the other gender, which is women. And I have to speak up because I'm a woman. There's so much against the woman. A lot of traditions are always against the ladies. And I'm asking myself, what exactly has women done to even go through things like this? Well, I'm sure you must have the answers to that. And that's the reason why we open our comment section for you to go and have an interactive section. So it's Global TV NG on YouTube and be part of the conversation. And for now, this is all we have, you know, when it comes to social boards on Global Morning. I'll be leaving in the hands of the Global Morning crew as they usher us into the discussion section of Global Morning. So stay with us, do not go nowhere. I am Ogochukwu Mobino, and once again, good morning, Nigerians and viewers around the world. Bye for now.
When social media speaks, we listen and we bring you the extra. It's your one-stop shop for trends, tweets, and the tea everyone's sipping on. Join the conversation, share your thoughts, and get that extra dose of what's shaking the internet.
And on issues making wave on social media to your doorstep.
Social Boss Extra, where the trend meets the talk, only on Global TV.
Imagine having the power of television, movies, news, and entertainment right in your pocket. Welcome to Free TV App, Nigeria's all-in-one digital TV experience. With Free TV App, you get access to over 100 live TV channels, breaking news, sports, movies, kids shows, and more, all from a single mobile app. No decoder stress, no complicated setup, just download, open, and start watching. Free TV is television reimagined for the digital age. To get started, simply search Free TV on the Google Play Store or Free TV NG on the Apple App Store, or scan the QR code on your screen. Once installed, register in seconds using your phone number, email, WhatsApp, Google ID, or Apple ID. Secure OTP verification ensures safe and seamless access. Inside the app, explore content directly from the home screen or navigate easily using the various tabs. The Live TV section gives you access to over 100 licensed channels, complete with an electronic program guide, EPG, pause, rewind, and catch-up features. The Video On Demand library offers up to 500 hours of curated content, including Nollywood movies, drama series, documentaries, kids and educational programs. You can resume playback, save favorites, and download content to watch offline. The News tab delivers real-time updates across breaking news, sports, entertainment, technology, and pop culture, all in one place. Free TV is more than an app. It's a digital revolution in broadcasting. Download the Free TV app today.
Tired of the snow? Tired of the bad TV signals? Nigeria has gone digital. Introducing Free TV, the national platform for every Nigerian. Get 100 plus channels immediately, sports, news and entertainment in your native language, all with clear picture quality. Whether you're in the city or the village, our satellite signal reaches every corner of 36 states from day one. No monthly subscription, just a compatible decoder and you are set. It's a national asset built for you. Take the show on the road, download the Free TV app and stream your favorite channels anywhere. Starting this May, scan to download the app or call 0700 388 7277.